Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna explain what are the basic tools that you have to know in the field of data science. First, let us start with programming language. For data science, we're gonna use mainly Python due to its simplicity, and there are a lot of functions and a lot of libraries available in Python so that we can easily import them. So Python is a good language. And the other language for data science is R language, and the next one is IDE. So for writing code, mostly we're gonna use Jupyter and PyCharm, and the next one is query languages. For query languages like SQL and NoSQL will be useful to extract the raw data which is available in databases. Like if a client approaches us, they won't provide the data for building an application directly. The data will be in some other databases. So using these languages, we have to extract the data which is present in databases. So for that it will be useful, query languages. And the next one is data analysis. So we're gonna extract the data using these languages from the databases, and we have to perform some analysis on the data, that there will be some missing values, the data will not be in a correct format. So for that we should require some data analysis tools like pandas, numpy, matplotlib, seaborn, scipy. Pandas will be useful to create a data frame like table like structure, so that it will be easy to identify the missing values or some other incorrect form of data. And next one is numpy, numerical Python. It will be useful to import some libraries directly. Like if you want to perform any addition or subtraction or something like basic mathematical calculations, you don't want to write any code. Just we're gonna import those from numpy package. And matplotlib will be useful for plotting the data visually, so that we can get the insights from the data better when compared to like table structure. If the data is in the form of like some graphs or some diagrams, it will be easy for us to understand the data. So it will be useful for that matplotlib. Similarly, seaborn also will be useful for visualization of the data. And scipy, scientific Python, this is similar to that of numpy package. And the next one is ML and DL. In ML and DL, you have to know about sklearn, scikit-learn, TensorFlow, Keras, and PyTorch. Like in machine learning, there will be some algorithms like for supervised learning, linear regression, logistic, SVM. There will be a lot of algorithms. Similarly for unsupervised learning, similarly for deep learning, there will be a lot of algorithms. You don't need to write any code for those. Just understand that what particular algorithm does and how to use that particular algorithm. If you know that, definitely then just we can simply import those things from these packages. So in scikit-learn we will be importing ML kind of algorithms. In TensorFlow, Keras and PyTorch will be useful for importing deep learning. For deep learning, we're gonna use these TensorFlow, Keras and PyTorch. And I will explain the differences between TensorFlow, Keras and PyTorch. TensorFlow is it provides some simple APIs to use. When compared to TensorFlow, Keras it gonna provide some high level APIs. Similarly, PyTorch will also be useful for deep learning kind of work. PyTorch is mostly preferred by researchers. So these TensorFlow and Keras will be useful for creating production level projects. No, it's not much preferable for researchers. Now the next thing is web frameworks. The frameworks which you have to know is Django and Flask. There are lot of frameworks. Just we're gonna use this. These are very simple, and it will be very easy to create APIs. Why we have to learn web frameworks? We will extract the data, we will perform some data analysis, we will use some ML algorithms to train the model, and we have to deploy it, right? We have to deploy our model to production, like we have to deploy in some server so that everyone can access it. So for that we have to create some API so that easily the client or someone like or some other people can easily access it. So that we are creating APIs. So for creating API, definitely we require some web frameworks. So we use Django and Flask. And the next one is deployment. You have to understand one thing, why we have to deploy our model. For example, if you take an example of you have created some basic multiplication program, that the program created by you should be accessible for everyone. So if you want to make your program accessible to everyone, definitely you have to deploy that project or model or something like code to the production, like to the cloud platforms, so that everyone can access it. That's the main agenda. So definitely we have to deploy our model to cloud platforms. So we have to learn those like Heroku, Amazon Web Services, GCP, Google Cloud Platform, and Amazon and Microsoft Azure. So that's it for deployment. And the next one is visualization. In visualization, why we have to learn this Tableau and Power BI means our client will be like a non-technical guy, maybe non-technical guy. So he can't understand all these things. He can't understand how the data look like, and he can't understand how the model performing. So we're gonna create some reports and dashboards so that for better understanding of our client. So that's the reason why we're gonna use this Tableau and Power BI. So these are the basic tools. If you want to learn data science, these are the basic things you have to know. So there are a lot of tools available other than this, but so minimum you have to know these things if you want to enter in the field of data science. So I'm gonna explain all these things in this channel. So if you like this video, share to the one whom you feel useful. Thanks for watching.